We're going to make some TLC spotters. For Chem 205, this is one of the things you'll do in lab. For Chem 212, this is one of the things that is an option. It's a little more difficult to do. The first thing is you have to get the flame going. There we go. All right, while I was doing that, I was adjusting the flow of gas with this knob and the flow of air with this knob. And ideally, you want to have a tight inner blue cone. There's the inner blue cone, and that is the hottest part of the flame. And the stronger you can get that inner blue cone, the better this will be. Now, we're going to melt this and then pull. And in order to melt it evenly, we have to turn it. The biggest trick you have to master is being able to turn this 360 degrees without it rolling into and out of the flame. So take a pencil, hold it with both hands, and turn it so that it looks like it's not moving at all. If you can't do that, you won't be able to do this. The second part of the trick is once it's hot enough, I want to pull it out of the flame and pull this way at the same time. If I pull it out of the flame and then even wait just a beat before pulling this way, then it will be no longer melted. If I leave it in the flame while pull, it will melt and the connection between the two halves will break, and then you won't have a tube. So let's see. As I'm doing it, I'm also moving a little bit back and forth because my goal is to get as much of this glass at the temperature I need. When it gets nearer to that temperature, it will glow orange. That orange glow is due to the element sodium that's present in the glass. It's the same color as the sodium lights that are sometimes used as street lamps. So if you ever look at a bunch of street lights that look a little orange, that's because they're taking advantage of the visible glow from sodium. And that's what we see here. That's also a guide to where I'm heating it. So for example, if I don't see a continuous orange glow, but rather on either side, I have it too far down. You see I'm already pulling a little bit, and you can see it's a little bit thinner in the middle. So it takes a lot of practice to get to know exactly when to pull it. But you notice now, if I don't turn it equally with both hands, it will twist. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I pulled too hard. We'll try that again. But I had to take it out and pull really quickly, and that's still a useful one, except for the tips. Let's try one more time. By the way, hot glass looks identical to cold glass, so you never know when it's cool, except if you put it down and then you wait. Again, I'm looking at making sure that there's a continuous orange glow rather than on only one part. See, if I move it off of where I've been heating it, you can see it's only glowing orange on, in that case, on the left side. And I got to keep it right where that inner blue cone is, but the flow seems to have adjusted and I've lost it. See, it's glowing on either side in orange. This isn't good, but we'll try it to show you what happens. So this is softening the glass on either side of the middle. Yeah, this isn't going to work. I have to readjust the flame, but it's good to see a counterexample. And so it's still not soft enough. I can't even get it. See, what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to put it down and leave it alone because I never readjust my grip. Otherwise, I might be touching a part that got hot. So this just needs a little bit less. There we go. A little bit more air. And now you see I've established that really tight inner blue cone again. So here we go. And I'm almost at the point where that flame is going to blow out when you see it separating from the bottom of the burner like that. But now I'm getting it nice and hot and melted all throughout. You see, if I'm not turning evenly with both hands and I'm pulling just a little bit here, okay, go. There you go. So this is now, it's very hot if I touch it anywhere where I haven't already been touching it. But that's a continuous tube that I can break into pieces for TLC. Let's try another one. In order to get a really long one, you have to melt more than just one little area above the flame. So I'm trying to move back and forth while I turn it. There, it's getting soft. Very thin, and go. All right. The best ones I've done are as far as my arms can reach, but you have to pull really fast. This may not be the best thing to do if you have long artificial nails. My hands are cool, but my fingernails are not sort of going into and out of the flame. And I don't think you can do this with gloves on. It just makes it difficult to grip. There we go. I would say the number one trick to getting this to work is having the flame adjusted properly. So if you look at the flame here, it's a really strong flame. You can hear it crackling. It's a very well-defined inner blue cone. I'm staying right above that inner blue cone. It's really got to be take it out of the flame and pull simultaneously. And it's not hard to pull, but you don't want to be hesitant. First time students who do it, who generally succeed, but they're a little hesitant to pull. And so if your hand does not have a good grip on the glass because you just naturally have a little bit more slippery hands, it's going to be very difficult to do. You really don't want to readjust your grip or you're likely to touch a part of the glass that's too hot to handle. Okay, so we're going to let them all cool. And now, the way to break them is you're going to basically pinch and push away from you, and it just snaps. That part is waste. And then you can go about 25-30 centimeters. If you do make them about that long, then one of these is usually good for an entire lab for a student because you can just break off the tip after using it. And the advantage of these handmade ones is they're much thinner than the ones that you can buy commercially, so you can make a very tight little spot for something either that's very concentrated, or if you have spots that are going to come out very close together in TLC, it's nice to start out with a very narrow spot. Then you'll be able to find it. This one broke off when I made it, and so I'm just going to break off the end of that and put that in the glass waste. It doesn't matter if it's curved as opposed to straight. And there you go.